We are again inside of our Allen console with yet another intent. This one is going to be just a bit more complicated. So let's say our intent is a function and we're going to have a template string. Let's say go to, and that's going to be a $sign for the first time ever, and a function call. There we can use our genre. This might seem like an undefined variable for now, but Alan is going to make sure to use it somewhere, and I'm going to explain soon where. Then we need to add a space and also add one more $sign, and this is going to be a template string like this. There we can say stringified genres like this. And then use one narrow line like this. I'm not sure how this character is called. You get it by pressing shift and then backward slash. And then in here we can use the top rated as well as the popular and upcoming. And this is going to be it. So basically what we did here is we started the string with go to, and we said whatever the user answers with, be that popular, upcoming, top rated, or any of our genres above. Keep in mind, they can mention any single genre from the list. Put that variable inside of the genre so that our React application knows what they picked. And as we always do, we're gonna have a p tag right here. And what do we want to do? Well, we can first say something, and that's going to be a template string going to, and then we can say p.genre.value, and finally category. So we can try it right away and see if that works. I'm going to click the button right here and say go to top rated.
Jing to top rated category.
Okay, I had a typo right here, but he did say going to top rated category, and also you can see here that the top rated string has been listed as genre. We also have our stringified genres here, so we can use any of the genres above. Let's try saying go to history. Go to history.
Going to history category.
And there we go. As you can see, history has been taken into consideration as our genre. Now we can use it to send it to our React application by saying p.play. We pass in an object. Our command is going to be equal to choose genre. And then we can say genre is equal to p.genre, all uppercase, dot value. And then we also want to pass all the genres and then the p itself. We might need to use that later on, but again, the most important things are the genre and the command. Now let's try to make use of these variables and commands from inside of a React application. You already know the drill. We have to check if a command is equal to choose genre. And since that's a really important command, let's put it at the top. We can say if, and we're gonna say if command is triple equal to choose genre, like this. In that case, do something, and we can label this one as else if. So now what do we want to do? Well, we have to check if the genre that the user requested actually exists. So we can say const found genre, and that's going to be equal to genres.find. Now keep in mind, we're getting all of these variables from here. That's going to be genres, genre, and that's all that we need for now. So genres.find, we have a callback function right here, where we get a single genre, which we can name G for now. And we need to say if g.name.to lowercase is triple equal to genre.to lowercase. Great. And then if the genre exists in our genres object, we can say if found genre. In that case, we need to simply push to / like this, history.push / and then we need to dispatch an action to switch our genre. And we can do that by saying dispatch select genre or category and then we need to pass in the found genre.id. Great. So first of all, we can notice that we don't have access to history, nor dispatch, nor select genre or category. So let's import these things right away. Right at the top, we can say import. That's going to be use dispatch from React Redux. Below that, we can import use history. And this is coming from React Router DOM. And then finally, we also need to import select genre or category. And later on, we're gonna also need search movie. These are the actions we created from /features/current genre or category. Great. Now we have to declare our hooks by saying const dispatch is equal to use dispatch, and also const history is equal to use history. We're using this history to do the same thing that we're doing here with window.location.href. But considering that we are using React Router DOM, it might be a better idea to do the same thing here, just so we stay consistent. After we do that, then we want to dispatch select a category, and we pass in the found genre.id. So we're only doing this if the genre is the actual genre and not a category. But keep in mind, the user can also say go to and then say top rated. But these categories are just a bit different from our genres. So in this if, we're checking if we have the actual genre. And in here, else if, we just need to see if we have any kind of genre. But this name rather should be changed to something like genre or category. So let's rename this genre as genre or category. Or rather, let's stay consistent from the start and let's immediately change that right here. We don't need to pass that as genre. That's rather going to be genre or category. And we also don't need this P. Now in here, we can rename this to genre or category. Okay, so now this makes just a bit more sense. We're checking if it's a genre or a category. In this case, we found a genre, so that means that it is a genre and not a category. But else, if it's not a genre, and in this case, there are three possible options. Top rated, there's also the upcoming, popular. The second two options are fine, but the first one has a space in between, so it's not going to be read correctly. To fix that, we have to say const parsed genre is equal to genre dot starts with. If it starts with top, in that case we want to return top rated, else we simply want to return the genre. Also, the genre wouldn't be appropriate name, so genre or category will be better, and this here is definitely going to be a category. So now that we have the category, we can do the same thing. We can redirect back to / and then dispatch, in this case, simply category. Great. So just one more time, let me repeat what we're doing here. We're getting the list of all the genres from Alan and also the currently selected genre or category. At the start, we don't know if it's a genre or a category because the person can say go to popular, which is a category, or also go to comedy, which is a genre. And we have to query both of them differently. So at the start, we first check if it's a genre by looping over all of the genres. If it is a genre, we dispatch select genre or category, and we pass in found genre.id. Else, which means that it is a category. In this case, we have to check if it is top rated. In that case, we have to parse it to top underscore rated, or we return popular or upcoming as they are, and then we do the same thing. Push to / and then select the category. This should do the trick. So let's test it out. Back in our application, I'm gonna say go to comedy.
Going to comedy category. Going to comedy category.
And there we go. As you can see, we can see all the comedy movies. Let's try with go to horror.
Going to horror category. Going to horror category.
And that also works. We can definitely see some scary thumbnails. Let's try with go to upcoming. Go to upcoming.
Going to upcoming category. Going to upcoming category.
And that also works. With that, we have our switching of genres or categories completely implemented. Now, the final thing we can do before implementing some Easter eggs is to implement a search. For example, we need to be able to say, search for Venom, search for The Boss Baby, search for No Time to Die. So let's implement that right away. For that, we're going to create a new intent at the bottom. And there, we're going to simply say search for, and we're going to open up that $sign and parentheses again. We're going to enter our query and add an asterisk after that. And then, still inside of parentheses, we're going to say parentheses, and then again, inside of there, dot asterisk. This means that we can use absolutely any word here, and Alan is going to listen to it and send it to us on React side. This is a more complicated Alan AI feature, but it can definitely be helpful for queries like this one. Now, let's create a P right here and send it back. In this case, we can say something like p.play. Let's add our template string and say searching for p.query.value. And finally, we can say p.play. We're going to pass in a command that's going to say search. And then we're going to pass the actual query. That's going to be p.query.value. Great. Now to implement that inside of the code, we're simply going to accept here a query. And then we have to add one more else if here. It's going to be else if command is triple equal to search. In that case, we just want to do one thing, and that is dispatch a search movie action. And we also need to pass a query to it. And believe it or not, this here should do it. That should do the trick. Let's go ahead and test it out. We are back on Filmpire, and let's try searching for Superman.
Searching for Superman. Searching for Superman. Searching for Superman.
There we go. As you can see, our search has been implemented perfectly. It's so easy because we already implemented all of these functionalities. They actually work. As you can see, we can search for Batman and we're gonna get all of these movies. Switching the categories also works. So the only thing we're actually doing is telling Alan how to do those same commands using voice. With that said, we're just going to implement a few more Easter eggs. So let's go right here to Alan console. And the first one is going to be an intent where we can use two different things, something like a string that's going to say it's Halloween. And then the second one, which is going to say something like I want to get scared. So this is going to trigger our horror movies. We're again going to get a P right here. And in this case, we can say something like p.play. And we want to add a command, which is going to be equal to choose genre. If you think about it, we already used that command right here, but we just have to pass our genre now, which is going to be equal to horror. Great. And finally, we can say something like p.play. That's going to be, before recording this video, I've done a search for some popular Halloween quotes. So you can find the quote below this lecture and you can simply paste it. In this case, we're going to do something like this. When witches go riding and black cats are seen, the moon laugh. I'm going to let Alan read it to you. It's Halloween.
When witches go riding and black cats are seen, the moon laughs and whispers, it's Halloween.
Great. So as soon as he reads that, he's also going to switch the actual genre. I noticed that I have a typo here, so that's going to be command. Now, a really cool thing about this is that we won't have to make any changes to our code. It's going to work right off the bat. Because if you think about it, we already have implemented the code functionality for choosing the genre, and then we are just passing the genre or category. Again, make sure to rename this to genre or category, and then we also have to pass the genres. Once we do all of that, this should work flawlessly on the first try. So let's see if I'm right. We're gonna go back to Filmpire, and I'm gonna say, it's Halloween.
When witches go riding and black cats are seen, the moon laughs and whispers, it's Halloween.
And there we go. That actually worked. Great. We can implement a similar one for comedy movies. So let's copy it, and in here we can say something like, let's do give me something funny, and let's add one more, I want to laugh. Great. In that case, we're gonna add choosing a genre, and the genre is going to be comedy. Of course, we're not gonna say this. Our Alan can say something like, let's think about it. Let's do something like comedy it is, enjoy. And make sure to save it on the bottom left. And let's try it out. Give me something funny.
Comedy it is, enjoy.
And there we go. Alan switched to the genre of comedy. Great. One final thing that we can implement is a surprise me feature, which is going to open up a random category. Let's implement it, and with that, we're going to wrap up our Alan functionality. So we can create an intent, and we can say something like surprise me. There, we're gonna have a p as a callback function, and in here, we'll have to actually do some math. So we can say const selected category is equal to, we need to get into the genres object, and then say math.floor. Floor commands rounds the number to the lower integer. Inside of there, we can say math.random, and then we can multiply that with genres.length. That way, we're going to get one random movie. And then finally, we can say p.play. Let's do something like a template string. Sounds good. Enjoy some. And then we can say selected category, movies. And below that, we can say p.play. That's going to be a command equal to choose genre. We also have to pass a genre or category, and that's going to be equal to selected category. And finally, we also have to pass all the genres. Now let's save it and test it out. Surprise me.
Sounds good. Enjoy some object movies.
Well, our object is definitely not what we need, so we must have some sort of an issue. It looks like we're trying to access an object, which can be an array. So yeah, I see the issue. Right here, after closing our square bracket, we have to access the name, because each one of our genres is actually an object containing the ID and the name. So with this little fix, it should work right now. Let's reload the page. Surprise me.
Sounds good. Enjoy some mystery movies.
There we go. That's great. Let's give it one more try. Surprise me.
Sounds good. Enjoy some action movies.
And our action movies are right here. Great. Our Allen functionality has been implemented. The last thing we have to do before finishing this application fully and deploying it to the web is implement the featured movie section. We can see the finished product of what I'm talking about on filmpire.netlify.app. Right here, above all of our movies, we have just one featured one, which is usually the newest movie. In my opinion, this card improves our design by a lot and makes everything just feel a little more polished. So let's go ahead and implement this.